Alright, you all. I do apologise for the background noise. Let's get ready. Have a quick little meeting here today about policies and procedures, things that we're going to be doing for corrections. Okay? I'm big about leading by example. My Singapore government that I've built and established has been very much by the book, right? And I run my corporations very much that like a sales floor. What do I mean by that? Well, if they are doing corruption, right? The non-producer, they're not making any new deals for contracts, they're not helping the country produce a better financial outcome, they're lagging on the books, whatever it may be. They are a non-producer that costs us money, they're not a profitable individual who's in office, right? Well, that's an issue. I take issues with that. People who are producers, I'm very happy with, right? So, my policy, and I want you all to read about this because this is what I'm doing for new governments, right? And this is one of the main governments that I'm remodeling into policies and procedures on how I'm going to run all of the Merovingian countries going forward, right? How many times have you caught people in your own countries who are guilty of corruption? All over, right? India, the Middle East. You've seen people do it. America, Canada, Mexico, Europe, wherever, right? You've caught how many people in corruption? And how many of them don't get arrested? Exactly, you know what I mean? How many of them are facing criminal charges and are still in political office? See what I mean? How many of them have a big old facade or big old filming of their criminality and talk of their charges and all these other things, but they stay in political office, they don't receive pay cuts, nothing bad happens to them, the storm ends up drifting away, at worst they get taken off of a council seat somewhere or a committee. Oh, you're no longer welcome here on this committee because of XYZ, right? Do they receive pay cuts? No. Do they receive jail time? Very rarely. Why is that? Well, too many of them get involved with corruption and it affects their overall presentation and appearance and policy and procedure. And I like good, clean government, right? But it's also a business and I have to run it at a profit, right? That's what's important. So people who are not producers, right? Like the same rules you would have on a sales floor, the people that get fired or let go or told they're no longer needed are the ones who are not producing positive economic units, right? For any program or procedure going forward. Those who are producers, bringing in new contracts, new manufacturing ideas, better policy and procedure for how we approach things, earning us a big bulk of money, contributing all together, making us more wealthy. Well, that's a producer, and producers get bonuses. So, how I'm applying things from my end to give you all a model on how I'm going to remodel everything. Those who are doing good are going to be rewarded for doing good because this is a business and I have to make a profit. And if you're making me a profit, I'm going to make sure you get a bonus. If you're costing me money, well, we're going to have a problem, aren't we? And I want to catch you in corruption, well, there's going to be a pay cut, right? Like, oh, this person did some illegal sales, or oh, this person didn't adhere to a scheduled adherence, who's barely at work upon these times, or they did this corruption, oh, they have all these charges for corruption they were involved in their entire life, or this X, Y, and Z. Right. Okay. Well, you're under my head now, not anyone else's. And when I decide, okay, well, you did corruption, right? Okay. Well, are we going to arrest these people? Most likely not, because it's a big ordeal in a big ass zoo dealing with the courts and the press and all this other type of stuff. But I'm going to cut your pay. Why? Because you did bad things. You did illegal things. You sullied the good name of my government. Right? And this is going to be a policy that I roll out. And it's going to be part of it coming forward. I want you all to know. The first step was putting little buttons, little tags, little lapels upon people's jackets and dresses that they wear into office to show who their bosses are. The next step? Well, if you're producing well and you're doing good for your country and earning positive economic units, we're going to start giving you bonuses, right? Because guess what? Bonuses are for producers, right? Like a sales floor, because it's a business and I have to make a profit. But those of you who cost me money, well, bye. And then those of you participating in corruption, well, we're going to have to talk about pay cuts. And as proof of what I'm talking about today, I would like for you all to go and look up at the Straits Times, the Gist, Talk of Parliament from us 3 hours, affairs, corruption, and Iswaran's pay cut, right? This was in Singapore just on Wednesday. And yeah, I cut his pay. Welcome to real life. I'm not joking with any of you on this. This is the model of how I'm going to be running Merovingian governments. I suggest you all pay attention, because the rest of you who have been caught in corruption and doing these things, I'm coming after you. And you're going to pay, right? So keep this in mind. This is coming along with the budget cuts for everything. But this is one of my main policy points, and I'm not going to tolerate it anymore. Are you all going to deal with the zoo and the press and all these things? No, I'm not looking for a peanut and circus operation. I catch you doing illegal things, I'm going to cut your pay. Just like I did with this gentleman. So again, this is no nonsense. This is real life. And this is how we're going to be doing things going forward. Just so you know, young man and young lady, and anybody else who's listening to this data that I'm giving out to you all today, because I'm letting you know, pay cuts are coming. Those of you caught in corruption, well, I'm going to come after your wallet. You're not going to be making as much. I'm not going to pay a crooked criminal to stay in office and earn an income because they did corruption or they're facing criminal charges or whatever it may be. And you all may think, oh, blah, blah, blah. It's coming. I'm coming after all of you. You in India who've been caught in corruption, I'm coming after you. Middle East, Pakistan, America, Europe, it doesn't matter. I'm coming after all of you. You will have a pay cut. Those are facts, mate.